Done. What I'm here today to show you is what I'm doing this morning, and what I am doing is melting down or cleaning up these queen excluders. And how I'm doing it is with this. I've cut down a barrel really simply into 2/3. 1/3 came off. I put a protective plastic around the top to protect me from the sharp edges, and then that barrel then sits on 3 bricks with the gas burner underneath from the wax melter, and it's heating up nicely. So you can see it's a pretty simple setup. It's pretty safe. I'm actually undercover here in the workshop, well, the back of the workshop, and I'm just going to work through these. I'm not really going to scrape them a lot. I'm just going to scrape the worst lumps off these queen excluders. And the reason why I'm doing that is queen excluders should be cleaned every year, but all I'm doing by this method is I'm more or less sterilizing them of any fungal infection, so I don't spread anything if there was anything to spread. I know there's no AFP or EFP in that. Well, I'm pretty sure, but this will help stop that, because this is actually water at 100 degrees, and in that we've got some very, very mild, what we call caustic, but it's actually soda crystals. So this is a French one called Saint Marc, as you can see, but it's just soda crystals that are brilliant, and they do clean up and dissolve any rubbish that's on the frames, and that'll just all fall off basically. The whole idea of this is just to process these, get them fairly clean. This process will do that, and it'll be fairly easy to work with. And I've also got the barrel, it's off the ground, it's a nice height to work with. I'm not bending over, breaking my back. I've put a really strong mix of that soda crystals in, so it's quite a strong alkaline solution. I'm going to wear goggles in case anything splashes up, and I've got really big thick rubber gloves when I'm working. The whole idea is just to get these processed, and we'll get them restacked up and cleaned. I don't think I'll have to do any more than that, than what I'm doing today, just to get these done. But it does make a really good point. If we need another hot bucket, we might well dip our Mini Plus hives in as well to get them clean, and the bases, just to get them really, really clean and fungal free for the year. So that means the bees that we do have will get a great start when we do get going. So let's just get this done and see how we get on. Well, this is going really well. It's so simple. You just put them in for a few minutes, move them around a bit, and it all falls off. And you know what? Last year it took me, well, actually I had a guy doing it, helping me out, and it took him like a week every day of scrubbing in a basin in the cold. This is so simple. You know, it's a gas burner on top of a cut down barrel with one load of water, and it will clean the whole lot. Look at this. They're just, you dunk them in and they come out immaculate. What a great time saver. I have to say thanks to my mate Steve Browning in the UK for this, who does this on a regular basis. It's so much quicker and saves you such a huge amount of time. And above all, it's actually pleasant to do, because it's not freezing cold. It keeps you warm, and your hands are warm when you've got your gloves on, you know. No problem at all. Dead quick. So the technique I'm using, you put a load of them in, and you just keep agitating them for 2 or 3 minutes. They all warm up. Obviously, the thing is, you put a load of cold excluders in, and then they're going to have to warm up a little bit and get that heat back into them. So you just do this for a little while, and you see you got a lot of the dross on the surface and dead bees and the thing. The easiest thing to do, I find, is I have this sieve here. And basically, you can just do a sweep with the sieve, and you can scoop up a lot of this, and a lot of that stays in the sieve. Then the problem is though, as soon as the sieve gets too hot, a lot of it then goes back through, but you wait till it cools down again. So what you're doing is you're constantly scooping all the rubbish off the top. So I'll just let this sieve get a bit cold again for a few seconds. In the meantime, I'll just push these under a bit, just move them around a bit, and all the stuff falls off. And then you just scoop them off, scrape them out. There's hardly anything to scrape off. They all get clean. And then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. They're like that. Beautiful. This has saved me so much time. It would have taken me about 4 mornings completely inside, in the basin, mess everywhere. And I'm doing this all at once. And we're done. We'll be done today. Finished. In another hour we'll be done. So let's do that once more. You see how much you take off there, look. All that then is taken away. Wait for that to cool down again, but overall you just keep catching up with the wax on the top. You can always melt that down if you want, but it's pretty dirty stuff and a lot of propolis in it, so there's no big deal. But it works really well, and to get those clean like that in this short space of time, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good. That's all I need to do for the season. I'll just probably wash them all over with a hose just to rinse any more of the caustic out, but it'll evaporate and dry up by the time I'm ready to use them anyway. So it's good news, it's a great method. Easy to do. So we're done, and within 3 hours I've saved as good as a day and a half to 2 days work. It's unreal. All those are clean, no mess inside the workshop, all outside, and there's very little mess here. I mean, it's just a bin now. We're emptied out over some wasteland, let that break down on its own. So what a result. Hope you enjoyed that. A bit of fun for me, a new thing, and saved myself a huge amount of time. Just get organised and you profit later on. Cheers for now. Speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.